So recording now. So the first thing in this recursion challenge, I'm going to come up here, click this little fork button in the upper right-hand corner, come down to my personal GitHub, Tom Preet. It's gonna, I used to have a scanner, but now it's forking over November Platoon recursion to Tom Preet's GitHub. So now the recursion repo is now on my personal GitHub. Next, I want to clone it. I can click this little green code button, click this little clipboard that copies it to the clipboard, and I'm going to clone it down to the directory I want it to. So I'm going to go cd desktop, cp challenges. Let's go to November challenges. I'm going to list everything out. Here are some challenges that I recently did and just reviewed some OOP and breakout rooms. I'm going to clone it here by doing git clone and pasting. Let's open that up and pasting that link in the terminal. So cloned it down. Now I can clear the terminal and just list everything out. There's that recursion challenge. I'm going to cd into the recursion challenge. I'm going to list everything out. We have JavaScript, Python, and now I'm going to open this into a new VS Code window by doing code space -r space period. It's going to reload VS Code and open the recursion challenge inside of this current VS Code window. All right, so I'm going to do it in Python just because we're going to be utilizing Python going forward. So we're just going to do it in Python. Does anybody have a particular preference as to what challenge, what?
Sorry, Tom.
Yep.
Sorry to interrupt, but can you make your screen a little bigger? Someone asked about that.
Thanks. Is that good?
Yeah, I think that's good. Well, yeah, thank you.
Thanks. All right. Does anybody have a challenge that they want to review? Not, I'll just pick one at random. Going once, going twice. All right, we'll do palindrome. So palindrome, let's see how that one worked. So palindrome is pretty much, we want to utilize recursion to determine whether or not a string is the same backwards.
Sorry to interrupt again, but we got some votes for Roman numerals in the
Roman numerals. All right. We'll do Roman numerals. Can you guys not unmute yourselves? You can? Can someone speak up? No, you can't? Oh, what the hell?
Yeah, they can't.
Okay. How about now?
Yep.
Okay. Sorry about that. Cool. So we'll go ahead and just do Roman numerals. If you haven't completed Roman numerals iteratively, there's one way we can do it recursively. So I'm just gonna comment these out. I don't even need to comment them out. So, okay. So should I bring the iterative solution in here and just kind of convert it? But no, I'll just go ahead and do it from scratch. So for Roman numerals, we'll want to, let's see how we want to do it. So we pass in a number, say 944, and I don't even know what the equivalent of that it should be. Does anybody know the equivalent of that should be in Roman numerals off the top of their head? No?
CMXLIV.
Okay, yeah. CMXLIV. Okay, so that's what it should be. So the first thing I'm going to do, I need to create like a data structure to store the Roman numerals to Arabic equivalent. So I can literally just create an object called create object that stores Arabic to Roman equivalent. I don't even know how I spell that right now. Oop. All right, so I'm just going to create an object, Arabic to Roman, and M equals 1,000. And just for sake of time, I'm just going to copy that down so I don't have to right there. So 1,000, 900, 500, 400, 100, all the way down. Now, when I take in a number, say like 944, what I want to do is loop through this object. And when whatever the number, if it's greater than the like 900, then I'll want to have or add this to my answer. So if it was 900, if it was, 11, whoop, what is 11? XI. So if it was 11, it loops all the way down here, get to 10. So I'd append X to some variable, probably an answer variable or anything, something like that. And then I'd have to subtract 10 from 11 and then keep looping down till I get to where the 1, until it's essentially the next number is either greater than or equal to, and I can append that to an answer. So just keep it simple for this 11 example. It's looping down, it hits this number. So 11 is greater than 10. It's going to append X to like some answer variable. Yeah. Answer. And then it's going to subtract 10. So take number or subtract, 11 minus 10. So that's the original input number. And now, so the new number is now 1. And then it's going to keep on going down until it reaches another element or another Roman numeral to Arabic equivalent where 1 is greater than or equal to. So it reaches 1. And now I add answer plus equals like answer, plus equals I. So that now the new answer equals XI, for example. So that's what we want to do. So the first thing we want to test to see is if the number is greater than 0. So if we put in a 0, we'll just want to return, I don't even know what we want to return, say like, just return the number again. So if num is greater than 0, this is when we actually want to start looping through this object. So we can start for Roman and Arabic to Roman. So for each Roman, so each key, we want to test if the input number is greater than or equal to, let's actually first do Arabic equals Arabic to Roman, Roman. So this is the actual number at this each element. So we're looping through, we're hitting this one, that one. So Arabic is 1,000, 900, 500, 400, 100, etc. So it's looping through that. And we're saying, hey, if the number is greater than, our input number is greater than 1,000, 900, etc., that's when we want to do some logic here. So if the number is greater than Arabic, this is where we'll actually want to do our logic. So there's a couple of ways you can do it. I'm just going to do it my way, the way I initially did it when I first encountered this problem. There are easier ways to do it that require less code, but this is just my initial intuition was to do it this way. So I'm going to create a counter because I want to know how many times my input number can go into, say, 100 or whatever that number is. So for example, where is it? So say I had 22 was my input number. It comes all the way down to 40. Is 40 less than 22? No. Comes down here to 10. Is 10 less than 22? Yes. Now I want to know how many times 10 can go into 22, because I'll need to know, and I'll need to append X twice to my answer. So it'd be XXII. So I'll need to have two X's. So I'm going to have a counter equal it to 0. And now I'll need to determine how many times or how many X's I'll actually need. So I can do times equals number. I'm using the floor. So say, for example, is 22 divided by 10 is 2.2. And now I want to round down, and now my times equals 2. And that's how many times I need to repeat this number. Should I do the repeat? I don't know about this counter. I'll just use this counter. Let's see. Wow. Should I use repeat or just use the while loop as the counter? Does anybody have a preference?
Use repeat.
Okay.
Yeah, that repeat makes.
So I'm going to actually create an answer. I'm just going to have it as an empty string. This is where my answer is going to be. So now answer equals, is it the Roman? So that is this value, the key. So Roman times, which is the number of times I need to add to the answer. So it'd be actually plus equals, right? Does that make sense? Is that going to work? Yeah. And now I'll actually need to reduce my number by, so number minus equals Arabic? Yeah, Arabic times 2, or times. So this is my new number. So initially it was 22. This is how many times these X's go into my number. So I'll take the number. So right here is 10 times 2, which is 20. And I'm reducing 20 from 22. So my new number is 2. And now what do I have to do? I can return the answer plus I'm going to call to Roman and pass in my new number. And at the very end, is this still going to work? Because if answer is 0, else return answer. Right now there isn't an answer, so I'm going to actually move this up. But then let's see if this works. Because yeah, it should work. Oop. Let's see if this works. So to Roman, let's try 22. Let's see if this actually works. Open up the debugger or the terminal. Python, oh, I need the CD into Python. Python recursion. Uh-oh, inconsistent. Oh, come on, are you serious? Where is it? Right here. This is annoying.
I think if you press like Shift Command P,
Shift
and
P.
then Shift Command P, and then convert indentation to tabs, it might be able to. So if you just type in convert, yeah, the second one. I think that.
Sweet. Learn something new every day. Uh-oh, 2 Roman is not defined. Where does it say that? Oh, Roman num. Local var answer reference before assignment. Where is that at? Yep. I have a feeling this is not going to work. Oh, it still worked. Cool. Yeah. I don't know why I thought it was going to work. Not going to work. Cool. So there's that. Let's see if 944 works. Come down here, clear. There we go. So yep, 2 Roman or the Roman numeral conversion was the most difficult of the 3, probably just doing it iteratively. But it's also even more difficult than if you use recursion, personally, I think. Cool. So that's how Roman numeral conversion challenges done using recursion. What questions do you have?
I have a question.
Yep.
Just so I understand, you don't have to use recursion. You could do it the other way. Like, unless they ask you specifically to use recursion.
Yeah. So yeah, like recursion is just another way to solve the problem. There isn't a right way or a wrong way. Now there are certain challenges or certain problems that, using recursion is the optimal solution just because it requires a substantial less lines of code versus just doing it iteratively. Like the binary search was where one instance is where using recursion is the optimal way to do it. Does that help answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Cool. So for the when John said, I think I mentioned in my breakout group as well that, if you understand the Roman numerals challenge, you like the logic behind it, you should be fine for the assessment on Friday. That doesn't mean you have to use recursion, understand it using recursion. You can also just do it iteratively and be totally okay. What other questions?